And the truth is, your legacy should be that you say so many great things and are so wonderful to people that you forget the very things you said to them because it's part of your everyday language.
So when you're thinking about a legacy, and you've mentioned it, you have mentioned it, of course. It's a living legacy as opposed to a legacy once you pass. But for you, what does it mean to be living it? Is it always like doing the right thing? Is it always being positive? Is it always being perfect? Like that is, and how does that help you be a better father, husband, business owner, that kind of thing?
I think, your blind spots or your strengths turned up too loud. So everything to me is about the future and the vision, and legacy doesn't scare me. Legacy scares most people. Legacy is a word that most people think is, most people don't have enough confidence in ourselves to even think that it's worth saying about yourself. But I think everyone has a legacy. I think of my grandmother and how her cooking and her service and her love for me was so amazing. I think of my other grandmother and her legacy was how simple she showed love and made you feel like the most important person in the room, no matter who she met. Or the faithful discipline my grandfather portrayed throughout his life as a spiritual leader for his family. Somebody that was amazing. These are legacies, and they would have never said that if you asked any of them. I can guarantee it. I also think when I think back on what it means to have a legacy, it means that you're doing everything you can with what you've been given, right? So I always have this mindset of wanting to live up to my human potential, my God-given human potential. And I feel like if I was blessed with the ability to communicate a certain way, and I don't put videos or a book or something into the world where other people can hear it, then I'm not using the gifts I were given. I'm not putting, if I'm a great baseball player and I don't play baseball where people love my game and I just throw it all away, it's my choice. It's my choice. Absolutely. You have to love it. It's not just about something you're good at. But when you are good at it and you love it, it usually will end with something that other people will want to know about. They'll want to follow it. They'll want to understand it. Or they can learn from your mistakes. And then you take the charitable aspect. If you talk about a fundamental core belief, is I have always believed in giving away more than I probably could or should be at the time I'm at in my life. And I just believe that the more you give, the more you will receive. One of my good friends and financial advisor mentees that I've worked with for years, I individually texting everybody, please buy my book, please get it out there, help us get the word out. She responds back to me, I'm glad you put it all into words, because I'll never forget what you told me when I was thinking about doing something in business, and you told me to always just give more. If you just give more, it's going to come back tenfold. And she said, I'm getting ready to hit a major pinnacle in my career, and I've always thought about that. And the truth is, your legacy should be that you say so many great things and are so wonderful to people that you forget the very things you said to them because it's part of your everyday language, not because you were trying. It's how you're living. And, that's kind of the definition to me is with the charities, the wine festival, these other things. I'm not doing it alone. It's not my legacy. It's just a part of what I'm able to accomplish because I've surrounded myself with unbelievable humans. So, there's so much to unpack there, but the question's so awesome because you choose that path. It's yours.
That was great. I've never heard you say that stuff. Some of it, but
some of it's new. Some of those things are really happening like every day.
And that I think that's interesting. Like it's always evolving, which is that surprising to you?
No, it's what makes life great.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that the evolution of your thoughts help you maybe do more, think
Sure.
more, think bigger?
Isn't that wisdom?
Yeah.
I mean, it's biblical. It goes all the way back to lots and lots of examples in the world. But wisdom comes from experience and reading and learning and actually applying it. And that's all we're doing is learning from our own examples.
As we're talking about creating a rich life, did you want to, as you know, as we're kind of thinking about the part 2 of the book, right? The literally like creating this
Living legacy.
Living your legacy. Do you want to talk specifically about the wine festival, about specific things that you've created, or no? Yes.
No, I think when I think about legacy, I think if I get too specific, then it means that I'm focusing on a thing. Legacy is about, I give the example in the book about eulogies, okay? And I've had the blessing and pleasure of delivering 4, and it's an honor. At my dad's father, my grandfather, they're all good with their hands. My grandfather was a carpenter, and my uncle and my dad can do really cool things and build things, and they have patience, and I can do that with business, and I can do that with speaking, and I can do that with creative marketing and cool things that don't sound cool to someone who is a carpenter. But when it came time to honor him, I stood up in front of the room and honored him in a special way. And I was able to talk about his life. I was able to use my dad's words, my uncle's words, and put that out into the world. And it took everything I had to get through it. And I was honored to be able to do it. So when I think about legacy and living a legacy, it's not about one word, it's not about one act. It's about when all of this is over, do people remember you for the things you wanted them to remember you for? Or do they remember you because you were a hard worker? Or because you were, a good dad, a great husband, a great friend? It's all about the relationships, and that's what we talk about. Cut the business out of it. The business is just a part of all those great relationships. It's a part of how they all unify together. And so it's not one thing. The wine festival is a legacy. $2.5 million going to charity that I've been a part of and had the ability to help lead on a team of people that have done more and accomplished more in their lives than I have yet is unbelievable. That I hope that the wine festival lives on, and I hope that the people that go there have memories about it. And, I'm not in their memory, but it's in my memory. It's in something I'm creating that I've given everything I've got to make it better every year.
Maybe somebody who sees this, goes to the wine fest, will be inspired to do their own thing. Not with wine, maybe with coffee, maybe with
It doesn't matter.
XYZ, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of like just living a life that is honestly in service of others, right?
Yeah, I'm a simple person. Rotary has a mantra, service above self. It's so perfect for life, right? Service above self allows you, when you're focusing on someone other than yourself. So there is a time to focus on just yourself. Sometimes we have to make ourselves the most important thing. But once we've focused inside on ourselves, focusing outside on someone else or something else helps build the inside of who we are. That's huge. Like, to me, it's like when you start helping somebody else through a traumatic event that you also went through, you're healing. You're going through it together. You're building each other up stronger. And this is all a part of making ourselves, towards that living legacy.